This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
I think there's a lot of anger, right? I mean, it's just not right. It's one of those things that's hard to describe.
A brother vents after he says his sister spent 4 nights in jail for a crime she didn't commit. Tonight, she's free after we started asking questions.
The students are thinking, hey, it's okay, or laughing at someone just because they can't eat.
A mother furious, saying her kids' food was taken from them at school and lunch shamed. Well, she says the school needs to change its policy.
We begin tonight at 6 o'clock with breaking news from the South Side. Metro Police investigating a shooting that's killed one person and injured another.
It happened in the 7300 block of Orinoco Avenue near Southport Road and Madison Avenue. RTV6's Nicole Griffin is live on the scene. Nicole, what can you tell us so far?
Amanda, Mark, good evening. Tonight, Call 6 sources are telling us that this shooting here, this double shooting, may have been over drugs. And they also tell us that one of the victims was found in a car here on scene. We do know that officers responded here around 4:30 to Orinoco Avenue, and they are focusing their investigation around an apartment and around bushes over in front of that apartment. We talked to a woman who has lived here at Southport Crossing Apartments for just 2 days. She actually heard the gunshots as she was outside smoking. She quickly went back inside, and then a few minutes later, once things calmed down, her husband and son went over to see what was going on. They found one of the victims in a bush suffering from gunshot wounds. They tried to help that man. Just a few minutes ago, we did receive an update from police. They tell us one of the victims did die here on scene. We asked them, were the 2 people that were shot shooting at each other? They said that is a very good question. That is information they are trying to figure out tonight. But again, you can see here tonight, this is still a very active scene. Crime scene tapes surrounding this entire area. Neighbors coming out to see what is going on. Police tell us we should receive another update tonight as well about what led up to this shooting. But right now, Call 6 sources are saying this may have been drug related. Reporting live tonight on the South Side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole Griffin with that update for us tonight. Thank you. 4 nights in jail for a crime she didn't commit. That's what family members say happened to a local woman after her identity was stolen.
And we first told you about this case on Friday after we started asking questions. She's now a free woman. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum is working for you and asking the Greenfield police chief how this could have happened.
It's been a long couple of days for this Speedway woman who is now out of jail. Kristen Parr was arrested at her home on Thursday night, accused of auto theft. Police say the person on the right used Parr's ID to test drive a car from a Greenfield car lot, but never returned it. That's when a warrant was issued for Parr's arrest.
I mean, I think there's a lot of anger, right? I mean, it's just not right. It's one of those things that's hard to describe.
Family reached out to RTV6 asking for help. They say Parr had her purse stolen months ago, and this isn't the first time someone has used her ID.
You're angry, you're trying to explain your side of the story, you're trying to say, hey, this isn't right, this isn't me, and it's falling on deaf ears.
Greenfield police say a county festival that closed all offices on Friday led to the delay in investigating this case.
Do you know, did your officers look into it that night?
No, he did not, but he did submit a report in, and then because it was Riley Festival, the report didn't go anywhere.
That's the same reason she wasn't able to see a judge until Monday morning.
Had there been court on Friday, there's no doubt in my mind she would have been released on Friday.
Once detectives were able to verify that her identity had been stolen, they worked with the prosecutor to dismiss the charges. The chief says he hopes to meet with Parr soon.
Unfortunately, even though we did everything right at that time, it still doesn't make her stay in the Hancock County Jail any more okay.
It's just sad that somebody can continue to get away with this, and that it feels like there's not a whole lot of focus put on it. However, she does time in jail for something someone else did.
The police chief says he feels bad that this happened, but he stands by the actions of his officers. Working for you in Greenfield, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Megan, thank you. And police are still looking to identify the woman who used Parr's ID. Remember, if you have a problem and need help getting results, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Tonight, a mother is upset, saying her kids were lunch shamed at school. She says they were denied food because their accounts were out of money. She speaks with RTV6's Stephanie Wade and explains why she thinks policy needs to change.
Embarrassed, ashamed, That's how this mother says her 2 daughters felt when they were checking out in the cafeteria line, and their food was taken from them.
You should never take food away from an innocent child. It's awful.
Shayna Lawson says her 2nd and 5th grade daughters came home crying from Harney Elementary School in Lebanon Thursday after she says the cafeteria worker denied them breakfast that morning.
They were so upset they didn't want to go to school. They were crying, "Mom, please just homeschool me, Mom."
Lawson didn't reload their accounts on time, so when the girls were checking out,
the lady took their food from them in front of everyone in the lunchroom and told them because they didn't have money on there that they were not allowed to eat. There were kids snickering in the back of the line, made them feel very uncomfortable.
Lebanon Community Schools says students are not permitted to purchase anything when there's no money in their accounts, but an alternate menu option is available to them. They say they notify parents twice weekly about low account balances. When it goes into the negative, a letter is sent home explaining the process to apply for free or reduced price meals. Lawson says she received that letter.
Before we could put money on there, they decided it was okay to snatch away my kids' breakfast, both of them, in front of everyone.
Schools like the Greenfield Central Community School Corporation have recently changed their policies to prevent this, what's called lunch shaming. There, students are allowed to charge regular meals indefinitely. And after 20 days of non-payment, the district sends the parents to collections.
Just pull them aside and tell them, hey, you need to bring money in instead of saying it in front of all the kids. That's wrong.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Lebanon Community Schools says they are reviewing their policies and procedures to ensure students and families are being served. Officials say they welcome the opportunity to assist families with questions regarding food services and payment. If you want to make sure your voice counts in next month's municipal election, you need to make sure you are registered to vote. The deadline is today. You can register online at indianavoters.in.gov. Not everyone will be voting on November 5th, by the way. This time around, there are mayor and council races and some school referendums. Early voting begins tomorrow.
Now to Democracy 2020, and one of the candidates running for Congress is suspending his campaign. Republican Steve Braun, the brother of Senator Mike Braun, announced today he is suspending his campaign for health reasons, but did not specify the exact issue. He is one of several people who want to replace Republican Susan Brooks in the 5th District, which covers Grant, Madison, Tipton, and Hamilton counties, and parts of others. RTV6 has reached out to Braun and his campaign for more info, but we have not heard back. And as one person suspends his campaign in that race, another joins the race. Former BMV Commissioner Kent Abernathy announced today he will join the race for Indiana's 5th Congressional District. Before becoming BMV Commissioner, Abernathy worked in commercial banking in New York. Abernathy is a retired Army colonel. He is the member of the Republican Party.
Tonight, we are remembering a Catholic nun who played a role in the lives of thousands of students in Indianapolis. Sister Rita Vukovich was a longtime educator at Cardinal Ritter High School on the west side. She died over the weekend at the age of 89 at her convent in Oldenburg in southeastern Indiana. She taught at a number of schools in Indianapolis during her career, but 43 years were spent at Ritter teaching English and religion. Sister Rita also didn't shy away from adventure. At the age of 74, she took a 2-seater IndyCar ride at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with Sarah Fisher. Her funeral will be Wednesday at 3 at the Convent Chapel in Oldenburg. We did receive a statement from Cardinal High School President Joe Hoy, which reads, quote, Sister Rita was an icon here at Cardinal Ritter. She is remembered by all who even met her. She was no nonsense and loved her Cardinal Ritter Raiders. Her legacy was that she called all to be our best. From nursing to retail, there is no shortage of job opportunities. We've got you covered on several hiring events to check out.
Plus, do you think that the Colts blue should be in the Mascot Hall of Fame? How you can make that happen.
The Indy Fuel have some new goals and plenty of new faces up and down the bench for their new season. I'm Brad Brown at the Fairgrounds Coliseum. It's Media Day for the Fuel. We'll have a closer look at the team coming up in sports.
And we've got a warming trend in the forecast. It will carry our temperatures well into the 70s later in the week. Tomorrow night, some family fun. You just need to step outside and look up. I'll tell you why. And a cold front will bring a big change to the weather for the weekend. There's a lot to talk about. We'll be back after this.
254956.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Hiring Hoosiers is our RTV6 commitment to connect you to education that benefits our state's workforce. And as agriculture evolves rapidly to meet the changing needs of consumers, Vincennes University is ramping up its ag programs with a massive new center for students. I visited the university's new agricultural center and to see how Hoosier students can really benefit from these courses. In southern Indiana, Vincennes University is proud to open their doors to their new agricultural center, which will house a collaboration of innovation for the future of Indiana's agriculture industry.
We've got people coming and asking to say, hey, do you have any graduates? We need workers.
You might want to turn it over to the other side.
Susan Brocksmith is the agribusiness program chair at Vincennes.
We're seeing more jobs needed in the agricultural industries when you consider 1 out of every 5 workers is working in agriculture in some way, whether you're talking the food industry, the trade industry, or just getting things done in that. So we're seeing that as far as continuing to move forward and the specialty areas.
This is measuring the amount of nitrogen in the leaf.
She is looking forward to preparing her students here in this new learning facility.
Wanted to bring all our ag programs together as well as get our cutting edge technology up to date so students getting out can be employed and have those latest skills they need.
This new facility is housing 5 agriculture programs at Vincennes University, one of them being the John Deere Agriculture Tech Program, which is only one of 16 in the U.S., exposing students now to the exact tools they will be using in the workforce. Every year, the university has about 150 students that come here to learn the latest technology. The next generation of agriculture professionals are preparing in the classrooms and fields now for the challenges posed by climate change, an uncertain economy, increased use of automation and technology, and a massive transfer of land and resources from the baby boomer generation.
We're seeing that we've got to increase the students because we need them in industry to do the functions with the technology that we're going to be able to offer that's going to help us even more.
This professor of agribusiness says although technology is removing certain jobs from the industry, it is also creating many new jobs for the future that are going unfilled.
Even though computers and the technology is there, we have to have the people that can help us with that technology because it's such a vast array that we need more people to help, even though, like you said, the industry is stable, but we need more workers.
And the new agricultural center at Vincennes University is along US 41. Students will also have access to cutting-edge laboratories, Purdue's food safety hub, a greenhouse, and bee colonies. To learn more about the agriculture program at Vincennes University, go to hiringhoosiers.com.
Attention nurses and new RN graduates. Eskenazi Health is holding a nurse networking career event on Wednesday where you can learn about a wide range of nursing opportunities available within Eskenazi Health. Bilingual nurses are needed as well. There are 2 sessions on Wednesday, one at 3 and one at 4:30, and you only need to attend 1 session. The event will be held in the Rapp Family Conference Center, located on the 1st floor of the Eskenazi Health Outpatient Care Center. RSVPs are encouraged but not required. For more information, check out the Career Resources tab at hiringhoosiers.com. 2 major retailers are ramping up their hiring ahead of the holiday season.
So here's the first. Best Buy will be hosting hiring fairs on Thursday and Friday of this week, and you may walk out with a job offer. These fairs will take place at all Best Buy stores and run from noon to 7 both days.
If you're passionate about sports, Dick's Sporting Goods could have the job for you. The company plans to hire about 145 seasonal employees in Indianapolis as part of a national signing day on October 16th. Just visit a Dick's location on that day to be interviewed and meet the team. There are 8 stores in the Indianapolis area.
I know it's only Monday, but let's start our conversation about Friday. As we get to the end of the work week, our temperatures will have climbed into the upper 70s for highs. A mild day, but then a dramatic cold front sits to our west, cold enough that there'll be snow from portions of Nebraska through the Dakotas, and we could have lows in the 30s by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. Temperatures Thursday and Friday above average. Everything's good. And the thunderstorms then lead to this, much cooler temperatures for the first half of the weekend. On the Sunday, we only recover to about 61. That's down the road a little bit. Right now, we're in a state of perfection. 70 degrees in Logansport, 2 degrees warmer in Clinton County and Frankfort. Temperatures as you go to the south, right at 70 from Bedford to Bloomington. We all share in incredibly low humidity, and that just increases the visibility. That's looking to the north from downtown Indy. The wind will be light tonight. That sets the stage then for temperatures to drop into the low to mid 40s with the dry air. Our skies will be clear the next several nights with sunshine then during the afternoon. There's your light wind tonight. Temperatures as cool as 42 or 43 as you get from Petersburg to Anderson North. 42s in Logansport, Kokomo, and Marion. Anywhere in central Indiana. Indy a little warmer than outlying spots, but generally low to mid 40s. That can be said as well as you go south of Indy. Tons of sun in the forecast for tomorrow. Temperature by the time we get to 1 o'clock in the afternoon at 68. So in 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 71 will be the temperature. From north to south, temperatures right about average for this time of year. The wind again will be light, and with low humidity and lots of sunshine, pretty good day certainly. Tomorrow night, this is why you need to step outside and take a look up. It's always fun to see the space station fly over. What's unique about this one, it'll last 6 minutes. If you've had trouble before finding the space station, this will give you time to locate it. You'll just look low in the northwest just before 8 o'clock. I will go through this again tomorrow. As a reminder, this is tomorrow night. Temperatures as we go through Wednesday, almost to the mid-70s. Lots of sunshine around 74. Your Wednesday afternoon high temperature. Our chance for thunderstorms don't show up until the end of the work week ahead of that cold front. And temperatures that are at 74 Wednesday will warm up from there Thursday and Friday. However warm they get Friday, you see what happens as we go to the weekend. Temperatures in the 30s, especially outside of Indianapolis, not just Sunday, but also Monday morning. We may start talking a little more about frost. It'll depend on winds and how clear the sky is. Oh, there's so many factors. That's why we have updates all day.
All day, every day. That's right.
You got it.
All right. Frost could be coming.
It will be. It's just a matter of when.
Just when, right. Yeah, exactly. All right. Here's Dave now with a look at sports for tonight. Did that put the chill on?
Got chilly in the Kansas City for the Chiefs last night, didn't it? Good evening. See a lot of yawns around the workplace today, wasn't it? Colts and Chiefs worth staying up for. A tremendous job by the Colts defense, and really even better by the Colts offensive line. Now they got the bye week, a week off, so some time to rest up for these guys. The news not so good for defensive end Kamiko Toure. With just over a minute to go last night, Toure went down with what is now described as a broken ankle. He is now out for the season. Toure's a second-year player out of Rutgers, second-round pick a year ago. Frank Reich on the team's conference call this afternoon.
Toure is a really good edge pass rusher. He has a knack for getting off the ball, and he has, as what we call, he has this gift. He has this bending gift, right? Not everybody has it that can bend around a corner without losing speed. He really has that. Felt like he was really, his game was continuing to get better and improve. The way he was practicing was good, so really unfortunate for him and for us.
And the team off this week. A sure sign of winter. Hockey season around the country. This week in the Fuel opened their 6th season on the road, and change is in the air. New look Fuel. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
The ice at Indiana Farmers Coliseum is fresh, just like many of the players on this year's Indy Fuel roster. There's a new head coach as well. Doug Christensen comes to Indy after a stint at the ECHL team in Manchester, New Hampshire.
The way the game's played now is with pace, getting on top of teams, taking advantage in transition. And from a fan point of view, you're going to see a team that's hungry for pucks, wanting to create offense off of the rush, and hopefully being overwhelming that way.
Indy's roster includes 5 players that were with Christensen in New Hampshire. A little familiarity is making this early transition a little smoother.
Usually the fellas are pretty similar. If you don't know them, you have a connection, and it's pretty easy to make those connections, and we're lucky. Doug assembled a good group of guys, and we hit it off right off the bat.
Only a fourth of the Fuel roster were here at the end of last season. 25-year-old Matt Thompson returns to Indy. 21 goals here last season, part of what's expected to be a fast-paced Fuel offense.
On the ice, extremely fast, extremely skilled team. Doug's been preaching to play a very high-paced, quick-tempo game, and I think it benefits a lot of players on our team.
No one on this team is more than 28 years old. There are half a dozen rookies, their first taste of pro hockey. Jack Jenkins played 4 years at Notre Dame.
I like our compete. I like our speed. Obviously, preseason hockey is going to be a little sluggish at times, but I think we competed hard both games, and I think there's a lot of promise to our team.
I often equate it to your seafood restaurant. You're only going to cook what comes off the boat that day. Well, you got to adjust every day. So some days it's clam, some days it's salmon. You have no idea, and that's sometimes the way it is.
We'll see what flavor the Fuels serve up as the long grind of the season gets started. At the Coliseum, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Fuel play their first 4 games on the road. Home opener Friday night, the 25th. Can't wait. The news at 6 continues after this quick time.
And my spirit connects with that.
Welcome back. He has boundless energy, is a tireless cheerleader, and a huge fan favorite. There's no one quite like the Colts mascot, Blue. Now you have a chance to help vote Blue into the National Mascot Hall of Fame in Whiting, Northwest Indiana, excuse me. You can vote once a day through Saturday. The 10 mascots that receive the highest percentage of votes will move to a final ballot in late October. We have a link to where you can vote in the story at theindychannel.com. What are you two doing?
We both have our hands up. Dave, you go first.
Boomer, Pacers mascot's also in this.
Oh,
so
look at
you can vote twice.
I still have more script, guys. Stop interrupting
Indy's
me.
version of a little Subway
Guys,
series.
one second. Blue has been the official Colts mascot since 2006. When he's not at Lucas Oil Stadium, he is busy with 300 appearances a year across the state. Now you may go.
Okay, now Boomer's also involved, too.
Okay, so my thing, I didn't realize there's a mascot Hall of Fame in Whiting, Indiana?
Yes.
Like, can you go there and their suits are on display and stuff?
Yes.
Wow.
Not the people inside them.
Field trip, right.
That's awesome.
You're going to go see us check
you learn
that
something
out.
every day. Say hello to Brady. He's ready to go on a walk. You know when you use your dog voice to communicate with your pet and they tilt their head? That's what Brady is doing right there.
About?
He goes in the Hall of Fame
He's looking
tomorrow.
at you while you're using that voice. Thanks for joining us.
See you at 7.